This is a really big question and it's probably going to take multiple parts. So I'm going to start with how to read the envelope of a pattern. Just the envelope. That's how big this is. First thing when you're looking for a pattern, you're going to want to figure out what size you wear. Do not assume that these will line up to your street fashion size. Check the chart. This is also not always the best measurement either. If the pattern has on it a section that says finished garment measurements, check that as well. See, on this garment, a size 20 says it's for a 42 bust. The actual finished bust line is actually all the way down here at a 44. That can be a big difference for some people. Then you're going to want to be able to figure out how to read this section, which will tell you how much fabric you need depending on the width for each version of the pattern. So you have to decide which version you want, figure out how much fabric. This section up here is going to give you a rough description of what you're making. Then we're going to get this area that is going to tell you how much fabric of what width. You need to pay attention to the width, whether it's 36, 45, 54, or 60. They usually only tell you a couple, but you need to know how wide your fabric is and how much you need to get. So this gives you the yardage. These letters correlate to the different lengths and versions of the pattern. It'll also tell you if you need interfacing and which patterns you need the interfacing for, and if you need a lining. Then it also will give you suggested fabrics somewhere usually, as well as a section that will tell you what notions you need, what you need to finish it. This one I decided next time I make it, I want to make the zipper longer. So, but this is what you need to buy in order to make. When you open your envelope, you're going to have instructions. It's going to give you more diagrams. This is like a cut list, so you know which pieces to cut, what numbers they are. It's going to give you a key to tell you which direction you're laying things out on the fabric. It's also going to give you rough suggestions for how to lay out your pattern pieces to cut them, okay, along with a glossary. Then it's also going to give you step-by-step instructions. These are often good. Sometimes I take them as a suggestion, but I've also been sewing a really long time. So you're going to want to take the time to read through all of this and make sure that you understand what you're doing and the order in which you are doing it, okay? Oftentimes nowadays, it also comes with instructions in other languages. This one's got French. The next part, I'm going to go over just a few things about the pattern itself when you're cutting it out, okay? Okay, time for notes on the pattern itself. When I cut out my pattern, I don't like to get rid of any of it. I like to keep all of it. And I usually end up tracing it out on another piece of paper if I'm going to make any alterations to it or go between sizes. These are marked on patterns, usually at bust, waist, and hip, and are your finished garment measurements. So that is what it should be when it's cut and sewn. This will tell you how much ease is in a pattern. This will let you know if you want something to fit tighter, you want this number to be closer to the measurement that you're at. If you want something to fit loose, you want it to be farther away from the measurement that you're at. Okay? There will be marks to lengthen and shorten, places to do darts or pleats, and those will be marked, and then various registration marks, including these, that help you line up pattern pieces to each other. You do not have to cut triangles. I literally do little straight clips, like just do doop doop, 2 clips. That's it. That's how I like